Mark Zuckerberg once said the biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that is changing really quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. This is exactly what Mark did when he created Facebook in 2004, which is worth a remarkable value of $32.5 billion.
At age 23, Mark Zuckerberg became the youngest billionaire in the world as of 2008 and still holds that title today in 2015.
Facebook changed the way not only Americans but people worldwide communicate and share their lives with each other. People now have the ability to instantaneously share about their daily activities and their interests, all thanks to Mark Zuckerberg's idea.
Mark's legacy is still continuing with the way he changed communication for people forever. Thus, he should be heralded as one of the best inventors of all time.
Mr. Zuckerberg was a brilliant student studying at Harvard University to become a computer programmer. He had already made many websites for his classmates to use.
He wanted to make an app where his peers and him could get to know each other and make a profile. He decided to call it the Facebook, named after papers handed out to freshmen to make a profile about themselves. Harvard loved the idea of having a website and making a profile, and delightfully approved the idea in February 2004.
News of this website spread within a month to half of Mr. Zuckerberg's fellow classmates. After this, news spread to many colleges and universities who wanted to use the app. Eventually, word got out, and everyone was dying to make a profile for themselves. Mark left Harvard his sophomore year to focus on perfecting his site. He wanted to make sure his site was just as he wanted.
Mark Elliott Zuckerberg achieved a lot in his life, and he's only 30 years old. He has a lot of time to keep improving and living his dream. Mark has 3 sisters, 2 younger sisters named Donna and Ariel, and an older sister named Randy, making him the middle child and the only boy in his family.
He was born in White Plains, New York, and started to enjoy computers at the age of 12, giving him an advantage in his future career. His father was a dentist and his mother was a psychologist, but obviously, Mark didn't have the same dream. He was the captain of his high school fencing team, but shortly after realized computer programming was his passion. I think he inspired many people to follow their dreams, not their parents' dreams.
Mark created an early version of the music software Pandora when he was just in high school. He called it Synapse. Several companies, including AOL and Microsoft, were willing to buy the software and hire the teenager before graduation, but Mark wasn't willing to sell his new software. This shows how Mark didn't just want money. He wanted to show the world he was capable of creating something of his own.
Mark has gone through a ton, good and bad. He was the Person of the Year in Time magazine in 2010. He had a movie made after him in 2010 called The Social Network. He married his dream girl who he met in Harvard named Priscilla Chan in 2012. He became the youngest self-made billionaire in 2008, and he is now the president and chief executive of his website, Facebook, since 2013. These are some amazing accomplishments, and I believe many people are inspired by him and his amazing perseverance.
But Mark also faced some difficulties on his path to success. He got sued by the Winklevoss twins when they claimed he stole the Facebook and walked away with $65 million. But then they decided to sue Mr. Zuckerberg once more because they didn't get enough the first time. They said that they had calculated Facebook's worth wrong, and they should get more because the website is worth more than they calculated.
After this, Mark gets sued again by his friend Eduardo Saverin. When Mark was starting his website, his friend pitched in some money to get him started, and Mark promised 30% of his income to Eduardo. But once the site hit 1 million users, he asked for his money and only got 5%. Then, he soon realized his name was removed from the creators list and found this unfair and felt very betrayed and decided to sue Mark.
There are many other difficulties that Mark faced, but I believe the struggle was worth the outcome. Mark has gotten past all of this just to leave an even larger legacy on society today.
Mark Zuckerberg had a purpose for his work and continues to achieve his goal and fulfill his purpose. He didn't just create a website or a company, he created a movement and wanted to change lives, not just the internet.
Mark Zuckerberg said, "At Facebook, we're inspired by technologies that have revolutionized how people spread and consume information. We often talk about inventions like the printing press and the television. By simply making communication more efficient, they led to a complete transformation of many important parts of society. They gave more people a voice. They encouraged progress. They changed the way society was organized. They brought us closer together. That is Mark's purpose. Mark Zuckerberg used a creative combination of imagination and execution to stitch together his perfect version of a website. Mark's perseverance inspires 1 out of 7 people in the world. They all have good reason. This was a spark that led to Instagram, Vine, Twitter, Snapchat, and Kik. So amazingly, the birth of social media came from a 23-year-old man just adventuring in computer programming. It is amazing that he accomplished so much, and many people now strive to be just as successful.
Mark Zuckerberg left a huge legacy on society today. Over the years, he remained passionate about his work. He never stopped wondering, and I believe that's the key to creation.
Now, let's see some people's opinions on social media. And then we'll show you something a little bit out of the ordinary. Enjoy!
Definitely not.
No. 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 Probably not.
No.
No.
So that we can connect with each other.
Well, for teens anyway, like we use it every single day of our lives.
Kind of like a way to connect to people.
Kids wouldn't know what to do. I need my phone and I need it.
I think that it could do both.
It could go either way for different people.
Probably a negative, but hopefully a positive effect.
It depends on how we continue to use it.
It could be negative.
It could have a positive and negative effect on our future.
Yes. Both.
It's not inherently good or bad.
Both.
Good.
Great.
I think it's a good thing.
It can be both.
Yes. Yeah. It was really good. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think social media?
It was a good invention.
No. I do.
Yes, because we need people to socialize it.
I think it's gotten harder since it's been invented.
Sure. I think it was definitely time. We knew it was going to happen.
Mark Zuckerberg is the bomb. He's the creator of Facebook.com. He changed society in many ways. Facebook took off in a matter of days. He created his website in 2004, not knowing at all what he had in store. Mark is blind when it comes to red and green, but he won't stop changing lives of the ordinary teen. Some people say our lives are on our phone, but someday we could become very well known. Instagram, Vine, Twitter, and the rest wouldn't have existed without Mark's success.